Hey there, it's Camille. This week's business care task is to reach out to at least a handful of clients that you haven't heard from in a while just to check in and say hello. It's really easy for things to get busy and for people to slide off your radar. A common example of this is you see a client, maybe you've seen them a few times, you say, let's schedule our next appointment for 3 weeks. They're not ready to schedule right then. You assume that they will contact you, and then they just don't for whatever reason. And you lose them. They say that's lost to follow up. This happens quite a bit. And if we don't periodically just take a step back and say, let me think about the clients I've had. Have I heard from everybody who I was expecting to hear from? I wonder how they're doing. It's just very easy for people to kind of fade off into oblivion. I like to think about this from the client's perspective too, because a lot of times a client might also forget. It's very easy as a busy adult, it's very easy to forget the support that's available to you. There was one time that I went through probably weeks having a terrible crick in my shoulder before I remembered, oh, I actually have a really great massage therapist. It just sort of, it was just there and I didn't think about it. And had I gotten a message from a massage therapist checking in, I would have scheduled much sooner. It took me quite some time to remember, like, oh, there's something I could do to help myself in this particular moment. So help your clients. You be the one to take initiative and reach out and just say hi. The point of this message is not a sales message. We're not there trying to say, like, you need an appointment and here's why and here's how you should schedule. You can certainly tell them how to schedule if you want to. And a lot of times people lose the link or whatever else. But really, the point is just, oh, hey, I was thinking about you and I just wanted to check in and see how you're doing. A lot of times, if the person feels like they need an appointment, that will be a nice stimulus for them to say, oh, okay, yeah, let me do that. And sometimes it just helps them realize that you actually care and that you're there to support them. And even if they don't schedule an appointment right then, they still have a fond memory of, oh, this is somebody who actually cared about me enough to reach out and check in and say hi. So, how are you going to go about doing this? Well, the first thing I recommend is just open up your list of clients. So, maybe that's if you use Practice Better or a similar EMR program, maybe you just open it up and look at the appointments that you've had over the last 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, whatever suits your particular practice. Maybe you have a file system. You can just kind of page through your client files, or maybe you even look through your calendar and just see if you have first names or anything like that on your calendar, maybe that will jog your memory. All right. There'll probably be a few that jump out at you as you're doing this. You're like, oh, yeah, how is that person doing? I just haven't heard from them in a while. And go ahead and just reach out. You may have time to do a comprehensive reach out to a bunch of people that are on your list, or maybe it's a busy week and you really only have time to reach out to a couple. This can be as short as just a few sentences. Hey, so and so, I was just thinking about you this week. You came to mind. I wanted to check in and see how things are going. Hope you're having a great summer, spring, fall, whatever, whatever it is when you happen to listen to this. And that's it. That can be enough to just make that contact and let somebody know that you did think about them and that you care. And maybe you want to do something a little bit more personalized. Maybe for you, if a client, was going on a vacation or there was something going on in their life, maybe you want to touch base about that or ask them how their latest formula was, anything along those lines. If you want to say something about, like, I do have some openings this month, so if you want to come in, have a follow up, here's how you can do it, you absolutely could do that. But remember, the point of the message is not, let me get these people in to schedule a follow up. The point is just checking in to say hello. Okay. So that's it. That's all you need to do this week. Even if you only get to 2 or 3 people, amazing. That's plenty. And if you can have time to do a more comprehensive overview of folks you haven't heard from in a while, that's great too. The last little thing I will suggest is that if you do reach out to somebody, make a little note in their file, in their chart, or somewhere that you'll remember, because if we do this again, I recommend doing something like this at least twice a year. And if we do this again, you may or may not remember. If you're like me, you probably won't remember that you did this last time. So you don't want to send the exact same message to somebody twice. So just jot it down, even if they don't reply. The point is not to have them reply or not reply. The point is just to put it out there that you're thinking about somebody, and they'll be in touch if they want to. All right. So there you go. That's your task for this week. Have an amazing week. And I'll be back next week with another small business care task for you to think about. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye.